Is coming because the media is trying to navigate away from their own credibility issues. When we look at Pew Research in 2016, only 18% of voters said that the media was credible. And it's very unfortunate that we even have to have this discussion because most of these reports that are coming out by the media are from unnamed sources, which in time turn out to be fake news, which is exactly why that hashtag exists. And even Emerson College put out a poll that shows voters believe that Mr. Trump, president, and his administration is more credible than the media.
Well, you're right about the media's own record low credibility. I got to push back a little bit on the notion that any story based on unnamed sources turns out to be fake news. I mean, the story about Mike Flynn lying to Vice President, unnamed sources, was not fake news. The story about the meeting with Donald Trump Jr., we can argue about the importance of it, nothing happened as a result, wasn't fake news.
I'm speaking specifically with the president, Howard, and this is why this is important.
Yeah.
Mike Flynn is a separate issue. Don Jr. is a separate issue, also because he's not even in the White House. He's not a part of the administration. He is a private citizen at this point in time. I'm speaking about the president himself and the accusations being made against him.
CNN's Jim Acosta, we're going to talk about this in the next segment, at a White House briefing on the president's proposal to cut and change the priorities for legal immigration, delivered a pretty big lecture to Stephen Miller, a White House official, and said that this plan is not in keeping with American tradition. He quoted the Statue of Liberty inscription. What did you make of that?
Well, full disclosure, I did send a fist bump text message to Stephen Miller after that exchange.
You're reading that right now on national
Absolutely.
television.
Stephen Miller definitely re-educated Jim Acosta and CNN on the differences between green card holders and illegal immigration. And it's truly unfortunate that someone like Jim Acosta would want people to come to this country who couldn't speak the language to even read the poem on the Statue of Liberty. This president made a promise to the American people, and that was to get back to common sense governance and to put them first, and this policy does just that.
This is the first disclosure I've ever had of a fist bump on this program, but did you think that Acosta, in asking his questions, was out of line?
He was completely out of line. He was more editorializing. He was putting forth his own views and positions without any regards to what this policy would actually do for Americans, their workers, and their wages, for that matter.
Right.
Which